to just get rid of a baby because you're inconvenienced. And I understand there's other reasons why women choose to go this route in Planned Parenthood. And yes, I know that what Planned Parenthood always tells us of all the great things that they do to help women with PVC, these viruses that they get, and birth control and all these things. That's not how they make money. That's in the public service. These are good things to be able to help women with birth control, but it's not helping. If tens of millions of babies are being born in these abortion clinics, there's something wrong here. They kill them before they're actually able to actually live. And if the reason I say born is because the videos I believe that those documentaries and those filmmakers that went in undercover with those cameras, they kill the babies because a lot of them were born full term or premature. You've heard of preemie babies. They actually stab them in the brain. They kill them when they come out. I mean, that's graphic. That stuff to me would cause me to not want to have this done. But Planned Parenthood has done something else beyond it. And this should make every American, no matter where you stand on the abortion issue, upset. And especially if you are a minority. Because Planned Parenthood, the black community, started a Twitter controversy with posts about statistical safety of abortion versus giving birth for black women. A community action branch of Planned Parenthood chose a controversial way to make a point. And this is what we're talking about right now if you're just joining us here on For the People. And using statistics, ladies and gentlemen, about how many black women would have died without having an abortion. Okay, so here he goes. The group followed the tweets with some statistics. So between here they are. Okay, what did they say? Between 1988, 2015, 16.1 million women accessed abortion care. 108 died between 2011 and 13, but accounted for 43.5 deaths of every 100,000 live births. The tweet read. The tweet appeared to try to make 2 points, okay? At once, and in doing so, it ignited controversy. At one point, the tweets were making abortions are medically safe. That's what they were purporting. And second point, black women face high maternal mortality rates. Maternal mortality rates. However, all this nonsense, putting all that together creates a couple of problems. First, it gives the implication, possible unintentionally, that maybe black women should just abort their babies rather than take the higher risk of giving birth. Second, in pardoning abortion as statistically safer than giving birth for black women, the tweet glosses over the immense loss of life represented in 16.1 million abortions. And adding to the fuel to the fire, Planned Parenthood black community didn't seem interested in clarifying or minimizing conflict. In fact, the author of the tweets appeared to fan the flames of the issue with a mocking tweet. Black moms are dying in the U.S. in childbirth. Also, abortions are medically safe. Anti-abortion trolls screams genocide, sets web on fire. And if the goal of this was to start a conversation about maternal mortality rates in the black community, these tweets were entirely successful. Instead, what ensued was a typically venomous online debate about abortion. And that's what all that's about. And make no mistake, folks, you know that minorities, unfortunately, are the highest on Planned Parenthood's list. So there's no apology for the controversy of the tweets, because this is what they are advertising for. This is why they put that out there and that information. Again, not a big fan of Planned Parenthood and their tweets, nor what they do. But that should enrage any black woman saying that are safer getting abortions than giving birth. Get an abortion, and they didn't even take it back. They didn't retract it at all, but they make it very clear that's the business that they are in, which is the reason why so many people that are on the right, conservatives, are against it, using taxpayer dollars to fund the abortions. Case in point. Case in point. They are not in the business of giving life. Some would disagree because they say, well, they save mothers. Do you think that's why they do what they do? They're in the business of saving just the mother? That's the only reason why they do what they do? It was the matter of saving the mother. They could go into a hospital. They don't have to go into a abortion clinic. They could go into a regular hospital. Think about it for a second. Where did you have your baby? It's usually people that don't want to have a baby. Dear God, wake up, America. It's just this is one of these sins, I really believe. As Dr. Adrian Rogers told me before he died of cancer, and Dr. Rogers was over the Southern Baptist Convention. He resided president for many years, but he was the senior pastor at Bellevue Baptist, the prestigious Bellevue Baptist Church in Memphis, Tennessee. Great man of God, but I remember him telling me that he thought that because of our sins, that is as if God is removing the hedges from America, and I think that's one of the biggest ones amongst many other sins. But precious babies and lives, and I've said this many times, out of the millions of babies that were aborted, you think about this for a second, no matter who you are, do you not think that there may have been somebody that was aborted that could have come up with a cure for cancer, autism, Alzheimer's, pick your disease, Parkinson's disease, you name the disease, Crohn's disease, fibromyalgia. There's a lot of diseases out there. Sickle cell anemia, cancer, all these, there's a cure. It could have been in their minds that God had created them for such a purpose. And I think God does create us for a purpose, all of us, every single one of us. But when you abort God's precious ones, you play God. And that's unfortunate. It really is. I mean, you delay the process, and sooner or later, maybe somebody eventually will. But how many other people have died as a result of abortions, as a result of killing? How many other people have they killed as a result of that if they had the cure of cancer? I mean, think about that. For that reason, more people have died because there's not a cure. I'm convinced. And think about the people in history if they were not born. Pivotal people that made heart surgery possible. Einstein. Think about pivotal leaders and doctors and authors that changed the way we look at things. The world. Science. There's just so many examples that you could point to. Is the world round or is it flat? You know, some people believed that it was just flat, but until they made that pilgrimage, somebody had to be daring. Did they have to not do this? And they did, and proved them wrong. Many people believed so many things until finally they proved them wrong. I shake my head when people don't see the simplicity in that, but also the common sense in that. And then they still don't want to hear it. Because what it does is it shines the spotlight on the methods and what they're using, which is definitely not conducive to life. And to me, it spreads a culture of death, honestly. And that's what I think Antifa's spreading. This resistance movement is spreading. This is not tolerance. This is not what America stood for or should stand for. I think about Berkeley University and them shutting down conservative speakers. Berkeley didn't stand for that in the 60s. That wasn't them. The university's charter, it's changed. The professors have changed. The liberal mindset has taken root in most universities, and there is not a balanced approach to this all. And just like the balance in powers in Washington, even Nancy Pelosi now finally distancing herself from impeachment conversations because it's going to, she says in her own words, limit their chances in 2018. And she wants to hold that gavel. She wants to be able to have that position. Oh, yeah, she wants to have it. She wants to be back in charge. But she's not, and the party is losing ground every single day when they beat these stupid, frivolous factoids that seem to be facts but are really not about Donald Trump's illegal activities. And there's so much bad information out there that people believe it because that's where they're getting it from. So whenever I see a tweet about fake news, I said, right on. It is fake news. It's frivolous. Just like a lot of stuff that people said about Barack Obama, a lot of stuff was correct, but a lot of really bad stuff, negative stuff, were floating out there about Barack Obama. And a lot of stuff was just simply untrue. Because if there was something impeachable, and remember, they impeached Bill Clinton because he lied. So trust me when I tell you, if they could impeach Donald Trump right this second, they would do it. And these investigations have nothing to do, in my opinion, about Donald Trump. These are about people who hid under the radar and helped the president, yes, get elected, but these people broke the law before they even knew Donald Trump. And the investigations have already dug up plenty of information to really show that very point. But again, nobody wants to listen on the left. They just want to hear that Donald Trump knew everything all along. Yeah, that would be my best thing. Yeah, please help me to get elected. And then I know I'm going to be dealing with these accusations and to plague me the first year or two or three in the White House, but it's okay. It's worth it. Really feel like he could do without all of these accusations because there's so much more productive things that can be done. But it's taxpayer dollars burned up, and Manafort is going to do time. Associates going to do time. I hope they do. They have hurt this country immeasurably. But Donald Trump, he was doing his thing, making his money legally, when unfortunately they were doing business with the Russians. And that needs to stop. That is a bunch of crap. And if anything this shows, it is the dangerous things that the Russian government has been doing during the Obama administration, during Hillary Clinton's tenure as Secretary of State, and the deals of whatever more lateral stuff that Obama was talking about, which uranium was sold to him, 20% of our stockpile. That's a big story. And that should be like front page in the New York Times, Washington Post, on all the major networks about how dangerous Uranium One is in the company that's running that, and how we are sitting ducks as a result of that. Controlling, that's a lot of uranium, ladies and gentlemen. Should be concerned about it because it can be sold to just anybody they want because they own it. And just to think it's on U.S. soil and they run it. It's theirs. We gave it to them. Why would we do that? It's a bad deal. And it's a national security threat at every single level. And it endangers all of us even more. We sold it to Putin. What I would love to know is what did they get out of it? Oh, I can tell you. Let's see, a mansion 3 blocks down from the White House. He couldn't